Okay, so it's been a little while since I've done a quick tip mixed bag. It's been a little while, so what's coming out of this mixed bag of tips and money keeping tricks that have worked for me? Well, let's get started. Before we begin, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More with Jan channel. Hope everybody's doing well as always. Now, you've heard me when I describe for people to consider some side hustles, side gigs to walk dogs. There is great money to be made if you want to be a dog walker. But let's say you're a dog owner and you're trying to cut back a little bit. That's a different story. I'm going to strongly suggest you, as the dog owner, walk your dog yourself and quit paying money for a dog walker. Hey, Janet, that's completely opposite the other thing. I know. It's a great suggestion if you're looking for a side hustle because many people don't want to walk their pets or they don't have time. But if you do and you're kind of sort of struggling with money, cutting that out will save you a bit of a bundle. Am I right or am I right? Next, you can make your own pet toys. You don't have to spend a ton of money on elaborate pet toys. When I had when I had my miniature French poodle, that dog, let me tell you, her name was Gigi. That dog loved rolled up socks. Don't ask me how she got into sock drawers or hampers or whatever, and always had a sock, a ball rolled up of socks, a pair of socks in her mouth. Didn't have to go very far for a toy. All I did was get her a pair of colorful socks, throw it around, and she was happy. There are other more fancier things you could do, but I'm telling you, it would totally work for my dog. That dog loves socks. I have no idea why. All right, so next, we all know that humans, we as human beings, we need exercise. Exercise makes us feel better in so many ways, and of course, many people claim it's a preventative of other issues. Let's compare that to our pets. Pets too need exercise. So if we're exercising, they could exercise too, and they should exercise. It's better for them all around. And who knows? Can't guarantee it, but it may cut down on some of those veterinarian bills. Who knows? An ounce of prevention, an ounce of prevention. All right, pet grooming. I don't know how good you are with pet grooming. Are you a pet groomer? Have you ever groomed your own pet, or do you spend a lot of money doing it? One of the mistakes that I think people make, okay, and I tried not to do that, was let too long of a lapse go on before the animal, whatever you have, your dog or whatever animal pet that you have that needs grooming, before it goes too long. That could be an issue. It's an issue for yourself to do, take care of it yourself. It's also an issue. It costs more money when you're doing it on the outside. So find some sort of balance that works out. Maybe go to the professional cut once, and then in between do a little bit of spot grooming. Always keep on top of it though. That's the thing. By letting it go out too long, not good. Not good at all. Because it complicates matters. You see where I'm going with that? All right. So we're going from pets to weddings. Weddings? Yeah. I want to share a couple of money keeping secrets, tips, and tricks that have worked for me. Let me tell you something. Here is a strong suggestion for anybody planning a wedding or other special occasion that would include a reception or, fairly decent party, after party, if you will. I went to my local restaurant, the one that that was a great restaurant here and still is in the city, and I had my reception at that restaurant. Lucky for myself, okay, I happened to know the managers and the owner at the time, and we got a really great deal on that restaurant situation. It was comfortable. People loved it there. It was a casual place. I mean, not too casual, like not like a fast food place or anything like that. It was a real full-fledged restaurant. But and also the time of day that we book things makes a big difference. Times of day, times of the year, check your calendar, and just being, knowledgeable of people. Maybe there are people that could help you and get a big break on your where you're going to have it. But the restaurant thing takes a lot of headache out of everything. Restaurants are well known to feed people and to do a great job of it, especially nice sit down restaurants like the one that we decided to go with. And then getting the additional break, I also got some free entertainment. I paid that person separately. It was free in so much that I was allowed to hire any person that I wanted. So I got some free to, choose person. And that person also happened to be a person that normally sings at that restaurant. So that was kind of sort of included. So I got a good break on that. And I gave him a generous tip for it. And it was fun. It was wonderful. Everybody was comfortable. Everybody was well fed. There were a couple of one, two, or three. Was it three options? Maybe three options for meals. And it was just really, really great. And everything ran so efficiently. Why? Because it's a restaurant. That's what people do. So we closed, in other words, they closed down the restaurant. They closed off a section of the restaurant for us for the wedding party. And I think it was for, what was it, 2 or 3 hours, something to that effect. And there was no shocker or surprise in the bill. I knew everything up front. Everything up front was great and it was wonderful. Now, what I did about wedding cake, okay, I didn't do a traditional wedding cake, like you see all those layers of cake. Instead, I had it as what I call a cupcake wedding, but I had the cupcakes done at a wonderful place, okay? Carlos Bakery. I know you've heard the name, that place in Hoboken with Buddy. So I went there and I ordered. I this was the funniest thing. I literally asked Buddy Velastro. I know you know the name. I asked him. I said, "Do you think you could have 100 wedding type of cupcakes ready for me by, X day?" It was like a week prior. He said, "Sweetheart," he said, "I could have that many cupcakes ready for you in an hour." So it was all wonderful, all good. We picked up the cupcakes and transported them back to where we were going to have the occasion. But what I did prior, I purchased on eBay. Okay, ever see those cupcake displays? So I got one of that. I don't know if it was 4 or 5 layers. It was adorable. And I spread out the cupcakes on there. Everything looked so fancy. So it looked like a tiered number of cakes. It was amazing. So I really did this whole thing very, very smartly. And it was just absolutely wonderful. So, we had a very tiny service, for the actual event of the actual wedding. Keeping it small makes an incredible difference. I mean, it was not my first rodeo, so I don't have to or want to, go through that other traditional. No, sometimes when it's your other go around, it's like, no, you find you don't need all that. But a wonderful time was had by all. Everybody was relaxed. Everybody had fun. It was at a great location, easy to get to. So I highly recommend for anyone to consider just doing the restaurant route. Especially if you happen to know the people, and they'll make your wedding very special. I promise you that. Promise you that. It cut down on a lot of expense. So you see, it's up to us to cut down on expenses, from the simple stuff like making a dog toy or letting your dog run around with their favorite pair of socks that they like to chew, or just, figuring out, definitely huge ways to cut down on the cost of weddings or other special occasions. You could use that same idea. It doesn't have to be for wedding only. You could use other occasions, let's say a graduation or whatever it is, or an anniversary. Take a lot of pressure off by going the restaurant route. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And I truly do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to come back every single day at 5 a.m. I upload a brand new video. And of course, the bird clock. It happens to be 7 a.m. Eastern, except it's the week prior. Take good care, everybody.